Uh, Good morning and welcome to C programming. This is Mahadevaya here. I am going to teach you about strings today. Anyway, you have exposure already with C programming. So I am using Turbo C as a compiler over here. So which is running under Windows 7, and it is supported by DOSBox because Turbo C is not going to run directly on Windows 7. So we need DOSBox. DOSBox has been installed, and with that we have actually running this Turbo C compiler. It's version number 2. Anyway, I am going to handle about the strings today. Anyway, we know that C can handle lot of data types. Okay, the basic data types like character, integer, float, double, etc. And of course other data types also you have learnt in your earlier programs, and I hope you also understood some of the things related to array. You know that all data can be stored inside the computer for processing. Basically a computer understands the binary data type. That means whatever the real world data is not actually binary, and the real world data has to be converted into binary data before you store or process or show it onto the screen in the human readable form. So for that, so computer makes use of what are called as lot of standards like ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, or EBCDIC, or probably the BCD, or the latest Unicode, like that. So these are all text based coding techniques, and even numbers are also can be coded. All these symbols can be coded into one of these kind, and then they can be stored and manipulated whenever they require. But what about the other data, like probably if it is a video, or if it is a graphic picture, or probably some other kind of data, temperature data, weather data, etc., etc. So everything has to be converted into ones and zeros. So for that they use lot of different techniques. So what I mean to say, I am not interested to tell what exactly is happening inside the computer with all these data. I am interested only in text and the numerical data. So but you should know that finally it has to boils down to zeros and ones before it can be manipulated. So there are other standards, probably the codec, what we call as codec. So that means coder and decoder, so which can be used for all media conversions. So a song is also stored as ones and zero, a movie is also stored as ones and zero, but when you happens to run it, so the media player understands, supported by probably what are called as codec. So they actually encode and decode that for the purpose of visualizing or playing. Okay. So I would like to show you something very interesting right from the scratch. Here I am going to write a simple program. Say main is an important function which is required, essentially required for every C program. Of course you can always do something with the preprocessor statement. So any program which you would like to type in should contain stdio.h, and then of course you want any more header files as per your library functions you are going to use. So always you have to include, for example, string. If I am going to handle all strings in C, so definitely I would like to include what is called as string.h. Similarly, console input output if I use, then definitely I would like to include conio.h, like that. If I am dealing with graphics, if I am dealing with math, so the relevant header files has to be included. Okay. So I declare a variable called say x, and then let me have only that variable so in my program, and I assign a value 65 over here. So it's an integer value. So if I try to print that so onto the screen, so I have to use %d, which is the format specifier. So because it's an integer, so I have to specify the variable name over here, and then so to see the output, so every time, so we can make use of getChar. So getCh is a function basically which receives a key from the keyboard, but in turn we are indirectly using it for seeing the output, because otherwise I have to press Alt F5 like that. So let me save this by pressing F2 so on the keyboard, and say edu1. So dot C is not essentially required because compiler will take care of that. So anyway, I will type ed1.c because this is my first program. So how to compile? Alt C, so and then go to build all. So you can alternatively you can directly hit the hotkeys like letters indicated by red color. So B if I press, so it will build. So now it is a success, no warning, no errors. So this is what required for every program successfully to execute it. And then how to run it? So there is a linking and linking with the library, and then making or creating an exe file. So Alt R, go to run menu, or alternatively Control F9 is also will do, and then again hit enter there or press R once again on the keyboard. So you can see it is 65. So it's nothing great about this program. So you know that I am here to teach strings, but I would like to show you something how computer stores something inside the hard disk. So how data can be stored, how it is being stored. So how C interprets all this data, and then how we can use different functions or write our own functions to handle, to manipulate, to process all such characters or numbers, etc. So this is where you have to start with. You have to basically understand how to really it stores a number, how to visualize what is there in the memory location. All such things are very, very important. So here, so int x will actually allocate a memory of 2 bytes, and then the next statement is the clear screen, which is again library function. It clears the screen, the consoles, the monitor screen, and then push the cursor on the top left corner, and then x is equal to 65. That means 65 is actually being stored into the memory location called x. Where that x exists in the memory, we do not know. So of course you can access by some other means like ampersand or pointers, etc. Anyway, it is not our topic right now. So simply there is a box called memory box called x, and which stores 65 right now here, and then I am trying to print it onto the screen, so which I did already. So you can see that by pressing Alt F5 you can see that so 65 is there on the screen. So printf will do that, and it picks the number from the memory location, and percentage %d will actually prints it on the screen, and then we can see the output because getch is there. So until then this program simply sits without doing anything, and it will actually show you the output screen. That is how it is being made use of. Anyway, so why I actually wrote this program? So I just would like to show you, what if, so instead of D if I put C, you know that %C is a conversion factor, format, the format specifier, which actually takes anything and tries to print a character over there. %C is for printing the character onto the monitor screen. If I try, so what will you expect out of this? So let me save this, because whenever I make a change, even if I add a space into the program or add a character or delete something, so always you have to make change because it is considered as a change. So that means we have edited the program. Always you have to save, make save, and then make changes and save it, and then compile it once again. Again it's okay. What we are trying, instead of printing it as a number, we are trying to print it as a character. So do 65 have some character attached to it. Let me see. So and run the program. So you can see that the character A, so the capital A. So what is this? I gave actually 65, but it is trying to show me A. So why? Because ASCII characters, these are all ASCII characters, whatever, whether you store a number, whether you store a character, so whether you store something else, so everything is a number internally, because all numbers, decimal numbers, we actually deal with decimal numbers, human beings, and computer deal with as we understand, ones and zeros. So all decimal numbers, So basically represent something else in real world, always will be represented as ones and zero, but there are lot of programs behind the scene which are called as utility or system, whatever you call. So they will take care of all those things with the help of an operating system. So this is the basis of all such programs. So we can also develop such programs. The wonderfulness of C program is C program, I mean the compiler itself, the IDE, what we call as IDE, integrated development environment, and this program allowing us to type in and edit the program and save it as a C program and then compile and then run, etc. So that means it is allowing us to create program, that itself is a program. So the wonderfulness of the computing world is programs do create programs, programs help in creating programs. So that is what here I want to say about the program. So that is why, so irrespective of domain, everybody has to learn this basic language called C, which is wonderful. So which is so small, because it consists only 32 plus the keywords, and only a small set of functionalities, but you can write your own functions. So those functions which are very regular are available, those functions which are not regular always you can develop. Anyway, coming back to this program, so I am trying to print number as character and character as number. Everything is possible in this world. So anyway, can you close this?
Simply close it.
All right, thank you. All right, so we are back into this program. Anyway, I will show you how actually to store a series of characters or series of number. We know that already an array. So how to declare an array? So just suffix with square brackets and then indicate that size. So now x is not a simple variable, it is an array variable. So that means actually we can store, so 10 values into it, 10 numbers can be stored if it is integer. Suppose if it is floating point number, then all floating point numbers 10 values can be stored. If it is a character array, so we can store 10 characters. So that is what I mean. So let me, because you are already familiar with arrays with numbers, so I will show you that arrays also can be while declared, or even if you do not want to specify what is the number, you can always leave it space. So all those things can be stored within the opening brace and the closing brace. So what I do is I will simply store 65, 66, 67, 68 like that. What I am trying to do is A, B, C, D I am going to store internally, but it is stored as a number. So number is a number, but you can make the compiler to show it as a character or as a number. Here I am going to store only integers because it is an integer array, and there are 4 numbers. I have actually declared x as an array and then assigned with 4 numbers. So let me print out all those numbers as numbers only, and then equivalent to that what is that character, that also I would like to have. So for that what I need is, I need to have a counter. So what I do is I will declare another variable called yi. So and then so I need to have a for loop. You are familiar with control structure, so we have to initialize with whatever the value we want to start with. So and then it should be I is less than or equal to 3 or less than 4, that is enough, because 0 to 3 will be 4, so that is enough, and then it should be updated so that it points to the next location. So here what I do is percentage %d is the number, so is so and so character. So and x is not a normal variable, so it is an array variable, so it is x of something. What is that? So it is x of I. So I want to look into the same location twice, but once I look into as a number, the next time I look into as a character. So this is what I mean. So then just save it and then compile it. Okay, build all and then no errors, so it's good, run. Okay, let me make some change because it's printing on the same line. So let me introduce a new line character and then save and then compile and then run. So 65 is A and 66 is B and 67 is C and so on. So that means really speaking, what is happening inside, I am only storing numbers, but I am visualizing it as A, B, C, D. So I have told the compiler display these values as numbers as well as characters. That is what I mean. So that means it is doing what I expected. So because this is how you have to deal with the numbers as well as characters. Anyway, what I do is there any other way? Instead of numbers, can I store as directly characters? So I don't want numbers, I want character as character. So then definitely you can do so. So put that those characters, because it can always handle string is not basically handled as string inside C. Though there are it's really funny side of the Turbo C. So we use percentage s, later I will tell you. So in this class, so percentage s will be handling both for input and outputting a string function. But in reality, what is happening? The C will never consider it as a string. It understand that it is a group of characters, because we know that the array of characters are probably as a word. So there are no individual words kind of things inside the C, because it handles character by character. Anyway, so let me store B and then put comma. Always it should be separated by comma. So whatever the value here, value is character, that's all. So another C and then let me put D, that's enough. Okay. So and how to access these things or how to print? So I have to access the location of these things. Instead of storing numbers, I am storing it as a character, but basically again it is internally it is being stored as only numbers, not as characters, but I am trying to print it out as a number or the way I would like to show it to the on the user screen. So let me save this and then compile this. So okay, but I am done a mistake here. What is that? So it is a character array, so I have to change the data type. So data type should be character, sorry. So it should be of character. Okay, it should be lowercase because C is case sensitive. So you should know that when to use capital letters, when to use lowercase letters, all those things. Save this and then compile and then run. So it's good. So what is happening? So nothing, same output, but I made the declared instead of integer data type as a character data type, instead of number 65, 66 etc. I stored it as A, B, C, D etc. But the output, so you should understand the concept behind storing these values and accessing them for processing. So that's very important. Now suppose instead of dealing with this, can I directly take some kind of word kind of thing like that? So yes, you can do so. So let me initialize, let me modify the same program. So let it have 10 characters. So and instead of these assigning character by character individually, so I can say that for example say hello, like this. So which should be, to consider it as a string, the stream of characters or array of characters, you should give that within double quotes. Double quotes always indicate that it's a string. So now I am assigning hello to a character array of character called X. Okay, I am trying to do the same thing. I am trying to access the same thing, but what can I do is, as long as I do not know how many words are there, probably hello world or welcome etc etc. So I may insert anything. So that is why instead of for loop I can also make use of while loop. So while this I, while x of I is not x of I is not equal to the character null. So what is this null character? This is very important, and before we do, we know that in while loop, So, we do not know when it is going to terminate, but it terminates here. So, when it encounters a null character. So, what I do is here I should initialize it to 0 because always RA starts with 0 value. So, I is equal to 0 while x of I, that means x of 0 is not equal to null. So, that means it keeps on checking, but it has to be updated. So, that is why what I do is I have to update by a single number, and then that means 1. So, I will get updated with the 1 every time it executes. So, otherwise it is going to print these things. So, what I do is instead of printing these individual thing, we can always make use of what is called as percentage s. So, percentage s will actually print this individually. Okay, I am printing it as individual character anyway. So, comma and then x of I. Okay, this is what required. Let me save this. So, just observe, I have declared hello, assigned hello with character array, and then int I is another variable which is a counter here, clear screen, and then I is equal to 0 is initial value of I. Then x of I is not equal to 0 as long as, so start printing the character by character. Okay, it should work. So, save this and then run it. You can see that it is printing actually hello. So, it is rightly printing out hello. Suppose if you print hello world, let me change and compile. Okay. See what is happening. Two, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it is crossing the limits. So, that is why you should not assign. Now, it is okay because we do not know what is the length of the word or the sentence, and if you run, you can see that hello world is printed over there. Excuse me. So, it will take care, that means including space, including whatever the character that is encountered in a character array, everything can be handled if you know how to handle it. So, as long, because always whether it is a sentence or a string, etc. So, at the end, so the end of the character is always a null character. Basically, the ASCII value of this will be nothing but 0. Now, you can actually print here character by character. C is, so percentage D. I will show you that instead of printing just simply hello world. So, let it be simple. So, too many, let it be only hello, and I will save. So, just see what happens in this program. H is 58. Okay, sorry, it gets updated. Okay, it should be, what is happening, the ASCII value, it is simply accessing that. So, it is not printing actually. Okay, percentage D x of I. Okay, I have to put another variable over here, that is what the mistake. Okay, nothing to worry about it. Can you see here is now H is 72 and E is 101 and L is 108 and it is same the next step, and then O is 111. These are all the ASCII values of the alphabets. You know that A is 97 and then 122 is Z, A to Z. So, these are all lower characters, lowercase characters. But what about the last thing? So, we are not actually trying to print out that. So, if you try to print out that, so I will show you that this null character is going to have a 0 value. So, if you print that, so it is possible to print that directly. So, anyway you do not need that. So, I will simply remove this thing and then directly I try to print so instead of x of I. So, what is this character directly I can print. So, single quote backslash 0, though there are two actually symbols being used, backslash and 0, but it is considered inside the C program as by the compiler as a single character. Can you see? So, character you cannot print that, it is a null character, that is why there is nothing in front of the on the screen. So, it is a blank, so but it is 0. So, that means all null characters are considered to be 0 inside the C program. So, that is what you have to understand, because it is a very important point to note. So, anyway, now always dealing bit by bit. See, whenever you have a big project, you have to always split into individual subunits, and then you can easily handle. So, that is how the real world works, and even in C program also always what you need to do is you understand bit by bit. So, we are trying to do the same thing over here. Then either any way it can handle directly, we can read things from keyboard, as directly string. Can I enter word directly onto the through the keyboard, and function should be able to read that? Yes, it is possible. Even with percentage S is the conversion factor or the format specifier, even in scanf also you can do that. So, what I do is I will cancel this initialization, and then what I do is I will simply specify that I want 25 character array, and then I do not want this particular I. What I need to do is I need to modify this as per requirement. So, I will write a printf statement. So, I say enter your name, okay. So, and move to next line, and then I use scanf because the standard input function. So, percentage S is the format specifier. For percentage D is the decimal value, percentage C is for character, then percentage LD or LF is for long float or long decimal, etc. Anyway, here S for string. So, you have to specify what is called as X. So, if you specify X, that is enough. So, you do not need to indicate, just name, nothing more than that, because always that actually puts the base address, it will be supplied to the base address is supplied to the percentages, and which will actually able to read and store that value whatever we enter over here. So, and then let me see that whether it is okay or not. Yes, it is okay right now, that means it can read. So, what I am doing with that? So, I have to print that back once again on the screen. So, your name is, so, and then here itself I can use percentage S, and then comma, you know what is the variable? Variable is X. So, it's X is the variable. Anyway, save the changes and then compile and then run. So, enter your name. So, what is your name? So, let me enter say Steve Jobs, okay. Let me enter only Steve. So, your name is Steve, yes, it is fine. So, it is working fine. So, now you got to know about this, how to read a string, group of characters, and then print it onto the screen. It is a simple program which will enable you to do that. Can it take, for example, let me try out once again. So, you know that Steve is not the full name. So, enter your full name. If I say, so it is not going to be Steve. So, then recompile and then run it, and then what I do is Steve say Jobs. It is telling only your name is only Steve. So, but I have entered your name is as Steve Jobs, correct? The full name is Steve Jobs, but it is only showing only Steve. What is the problem with scanf? Scanf is not going to read the full name. Full name in the sense it cannot take the multi-worded string. So, it can only take only one string, one word, that is all. That is the limit. But can I extend the capability of the scanf function to read more multiple worded string, or probably a statement or a quote or a sentence like that? Yes, you can do, but you have to do some changes over here in percentage f. I will show you that, but that is why normally scanf is not a good idea to use for whenever you deal with strings. So the good idea is there are some built-in functions like get string and then put string. Get string will allow you to read the entire sentence kind of thing, which may consist any number of words, which will be capable of reading that for you and storing it wherever you specify in the memory. And put string will do the same thing. It takes the value from the memory, I mean multi-worded string, and then puts it on the monitor. So that is what we understand. I will show you using how to use get string and the put string. So right now, so I would like to extend the capability of this. So just by there is a percentage s. So in between you insert some square brackets and insert a caret symbol, and then specify that what is the last character until that is last character always happens to be a null character. You specify that. Now I inserted some of the characters, but what is this program will do, we will see now. So enter your name. My name is say Steve Jobs. Okay, so it got hanged up. So there is a problem with the system. Anyway, what I do is I will terminate this. I will restart this. I think there is a problem with this. Anyway, time is up. What I do is I will continue next class. So I will show you how to handle. I mean, basically how the scanf can handle the multi-string. Worded string. So scanf will actually what it does is whenever you specify with a caret symbol, so it understands that. Until you encounter this particular kind of character, you keep reading from the thing, keyboard, and then you can always output onto the screen. That is how the scanf function actually extend itself, the capability of itself. So will be further extended to handle the multi-worded. Basically, it is not an input function which can handle multi-worded string. So, but we can always extend only to a particular limit. But the best part of the C language is we have other functions which will enable us to read. Of course, there is these multi-worded string, but again every function will have its own advantages and disadvantages. So anyway, it's time up from here. It's goodbye from Mahadevaya over here. So we will continue in the next class and learn more about strings, and then we handle strings with a lot of functions. So those functions can be concatenation or length of the string, and then probably how to copy, and then how to reverse, how to compare. So there are a lot of functions available within C, and let me make use of those functions and show you in practical. So how to handle these functions in upcoming programs. It's goodbye and thank you. So from here, so take care.